Unseen voices in a cosmic choir, tales of a hive mind wrapped in fire. Neon lights blaze in the night, alien dreams take flight. Spirit bound by a silver tether, lost in thoughts lighter than a feather. Hive mind calling out to me, whispers from the galaxy. What do they want? What do they see? Lost in visions ancient and bleak, eyes wide open to the void, mysteries that can't be destroyed. Shared vision in a silent scream, life ain't just what it may seem. Travel between worlds unknown, connected minds over a cosmic phone. Shed this skin, free the mind, find the others left behind. Got hive mind calling out to me, whispers from the galaxy. What do they want? What do they see? Lost in visions ancient and bleak.
Thanks for checking out Jaws of Hell. This is my first demo playthrough. The internet did not work, so we're gonna try this. I'll make this video and then later make some comments and I will respond to them with another video. And then we will do a playthrough this weekend and I'll go into town to do that. Alright, let's do the game.
Hurry, Clark. I am down by the barn.
So we obviously start in a dream. And so I obviously use AIM for some of this. And the cool thing about it is this song is one of the great examples. You want to like write in the lyrics you want, and you have some pretty decent quality, you know, stuff made when you have basically no budget like me. So, but I am a lifetime musician. Me and Clark actually started building a game, the Meadowvania series, years ago. Clark is no longer with us. He was one of the best human beings that has ever existed. He was the lead singer of the band I was in school, and then he was a great artist, very talented artist, and I was gonna do some stuff building games, and we were gonna possibly start this cool little studio that I am now trying to come back and revive. But obviously I'm using some AI to help make that happen with the song. All of this, though, the art here is all done by humans. None of this is anyway. All the 3D art is done by humans. And there's some great artists and companies, group studios that work on some of this stuff. I'm going to be doing posts about that. I'll get links to all their stuff. I've been reaching out to them to see how they want me to, where they want me to send you guys so y'all can check out their stuff. And then these little hive mind connections that we made. And Clark was such a unique dude. He was such an awesome guy. I don't know. I wish we'd ever made it in music because he was going to be such a great personality for that. But this game is inspired by that and my own struggles with alcoholism, just like he had, and struggles with suicide, just like him. I've been there with him, and I've unfortunately struggled myself. I didn't realize he was struggling so much until after. And then just sounds like it was a tough thing. So if you ever are struggling, it sounds like it was going for a while. After I talked to some people that, like his mom, that knew more about it. And if you're ever struggling like that, it's okay to reach out. It's okay to tell your friends, and it's okay to get the support that you need. And I wish I had done more of that myself. And I'm starting to do it, but it's hard, and I get that. It's hard on me too. And so it's hard to be proud and ask for help at the same time. So, but let's check out the game. We start on the farm. This is you lost your farm. Clark lost his farm and then took this Martian trip out to Arianis. And Arianis actually the okay guys, there's a secret over here. We can find it. Where is it? Nope, give it to me. Okay, there's more health up here. I think I missed it. Let's take this guy up to something. So this level's a little tough, but you're able to just run through it if you want. It's partially tough because if you want to do it, it gives you a challenge. But if you want to just escape it, you can just continue. So I do that a lot in the game where you just escape and not have to take everything on. So if you want to go through the story more, you can. But if you want to take things on, and later there are perks to like completing everything, it's typically more just a count of like finding all the secrets and everything.
Get the suit and meet me out here. You have to see this. How do I turn this off?
All right. And so Angela is my wife's name, but a lot of the stuff and references to Angela is stuff that me and her dealt with when I was struggling with my drinking, and over the years just kind of working on myself and growing. But I don't know exactly what all happened with Clark and his wife, so I never wanted to really like dive too much. So, right to this part. So Arianis is actually the high school band that we had, and so Arianis is the colony that you start on, and you actually start in Arianis in 2054 in the next game, the Hive Pandemic, and I've built both of them kind of simultaneously. This art piece right here, this wonderful level, is built by this great artist, and it's one of the many ones that Epic started giving away a while ago to try to get people to know different artists and to help them with their game development process. But we have some massive changes when you go to 2054. We only have like little changes right now from the initial, but and then we have this post-processing that allows us to have like more of a comic book feel. We're gonna have that changed into a slightly different comic book post-processing in a second. And as you walk forward here, we will we'll see that change. I did all of this by like all the assets are already in here. You just can't see them anywhere. You're about to see a bunch of assets disappear and then a bunch appear, and that all I did is like hide and unhide and take the collision, remove the collision, and that kind of stuff. So, and one of the uses again to like the music and being able to just type it in, I've got the song talks about 2054, and it's a reference to, you start the Hive Pandemic in 2054, and it's obviously a cheaper, easier way to do like high quality audio compared to like, because I can make music. I actually did freelance work making music for a long time. I still do. I'm taking a break while I'm building everything, but if none of this works out, I'll probably be back making music again. Sorry. There it is. 54. And when I walk out of here, it's going to disappear. Sorry, I'm getting somewhat distracted by my own hand. But I am going to possibly add in some more like journal updates in here, because I think that could be cool to give some more like info towards like what could be happening in the game later, because like the two series are connected, and the way it works here, I'm going to walk up here and we'll get the music down. As soon as I go here, it'll cut it off. If I go the other way, it cuts off. Either way you go, it cuts it, and then all that stuff's gone, and you just have all this back. So, anyways, so in 2054, Arianis is like a bigger, slightly bigger colony, and it's somewhat of a refuge for cyborgs who have been kind of shunned because there was this whole attack on cyborgs in Cybertech City about 10 years before that game is set up, and it's its own like pandemic that happens then, but it's all from implantations and stuff. In this game, you start off in 2033, and you're on Mars, but after this, you kind of span through the galaxy, taking the hive mind around and exploring and helping the hive mind grow. There's a whole reason you have to go where you're going, but then you end up bringing the hive and everything back to Earth at the end of the game.
On this historic day, X-Corp is launching 30 colonists into space to colonize Mars.
So I built most of the game a long time ago, but I obviously used some AI to help with cutscenes lately, and then it's obviously Eudora too. And then I used there's some new levels that have been built since then, and I keep it kind of expanding and growing the game over time. But and after you leave, we hadn't gotten there, but we'll get there in a second. Alright, let's go see what Finn has for
Hey,
us.
Clark, you have to get over here. Come on, please, hurry up.
So as you start coming here, you see more and more of the hive connections. You hear the voices.
Past the solar panels, Clark. Come on.
Eventually, it's going to sing to us.
Where did this thing come from? I mean, all of a sudden and poof, it's here. Can you see the floating letters and numbers? This is incredible. Do you hear that? What is it saying? Is that singing?
Alright, so who is that? And what is going on in here?
Clark, what are you doing? Just don't go in there.
Alright, you can explore, and then most of the people kind of just like disappear, turn into these connections to the hive.
What if we told you thought was a waste of time? What if a bunch of guys were all one hive mind? Wouldn't you like to give up your own mind? Wouldn't you like to join our hive? Join us!
There's the hive connections come out, and we're going to go to the boomer shooter section again. Oh no, the door problems. There we go. Let's go.
Wait, Clark, don't.
God will lay is going to put you down. God will lay you down before he lets you down. Come on to Nirvana with me, with me. God won't be there, but you and I can have everything, share everything, live like a hive in the minds of trillions of stars. Because God will let you down before he lays you down, lays you to rest. God will lay you down. God is going to put you down, down. God will lay you down before he lets you down. Come on to Nirvana with me, with me. God won't be there, but you and I can have everything, share everything, live like a hive in the minds of trillions of stars. 'Cause God will let you down before he lays you down, lays you to rest, you to rest. God will let you down before he lays you down, lays you to rest. God won't lay you down, but you and I can have everything, share everything, live like a hive in the minds of trillions of stars.
Which kind of
Clark, get up
videos?
here and take my picture. Do you like the filters? Which one looks the best?
So each cutscene is supposed to be kind of like a music video. And these are kind of representations of the hive's damage as it moves across the galaxy. And as you travel through, as we make our way to the Andromeda Galaxy, we're traveling through the Milky Way and then into the
Handle
Andromeda
its good
Galaxy.
speed here. Food smells good.
And you keep getting updates as the game goes on about the places you visit. And each place will contain like some scenes where you've got story about the area, and then story about the past with the connection to Angela, and then kind of trying to get back to her, and then story about the planets and the people and the inhabitants. But then it also contain areas where you like take them down, because that is you taking on the people that fight against the hive and trying to take on their minds and trying to make them a part of the hive. And we'll have this whole scene of like these hive connections later. That's pretty cool. Maybe I'll show that this weekend when I do the live stream. But it's later in the game. But anyways, you pull up your camera, let's see, and then you take a picture.
It was you who left over and over for a drink with old friends, or because you had a hard day, or for a game, or whatever excuse you had. You left me long before I ever left.
Meet me down by the sea. It rains and you never come home. Eyes watch yourselves as you drink. Found elusive tone.
2, 3. I think she might have 6 fingers. I'm not taking away from the video.
You know it's over. It rains and you never come home. I'ma stop wasting my time. I'ma fall out now. I'll be floating down the Milky Way, down for you. Traveling the stars looking for you. Oh, I'll be floating down the Milky, traveling the stars looking for you.
Originally, the game was going to use cutscenes that were going to be like made from. Let's see where we go next. Made from the comic book pictures that I take an engine with like post processing. That was going to be it. It was going to be scenes that I set up and took. I don't know which one's better. But here we go. First, Boomer, shooter, mini boss area. Or like mini semi puzzle area. Let's do this. Secret. What's up, dude? Where you at? If you don't get the zombies in the head, they will go down sometimes and not like fully down. I'll show you. He's gonna get down. He's coming back. Give him a second. Doing great. Alright, we can do it, guys. We got this. We got this. We don't want to just run through. Come on, we can beat this. We'll go for the extra armor this time. Let's do it. Alright, come on, give me the armor. Yes. Alright, there we go. We did it. Now you start to find out as you play through how connected to this alien base you are. This alien base is not made by the hive mind. It's made by a different species that the hive mind tried to take over. It has human DNA, and they need a human to operate it. And it allows you to jump through space and travel. As you go through, you get kind of updates about what each creature is and like the world, and we just kind of learn more and more about all of it. And I wanted to, because the pillars are not what the hive is connected to. I wanted to make a reference here so that people knew I wasn't trying to do any kind of Dead Space thing. This whole machine is just like a teleportation machine. But let's make it through and see what we have in store. I love the aesthetic with the post processing. It looks awesome. Big fan. Took me a minute to get it right. And then we just keep learning about. I mean, each creature is like. I've always been fascinated with like what would other species look like on alien planets. Obviously, there's that show that's fantastic, and kind of inspires like what I would love to do. And the artist of all that is just this great artist. I'll put a link to all of that on there and on here, and then I'll put a link up to his art. But he did most. There's one artist that did most of the characters in the game.
We're here. Finally. Come and find me, Clark.
We have occasionally some really trippy music. We have these scenes that are going to be a little out in space, a little trippy, a little surreal. It's supposed to feel like you're leaving your body and losing your mind and connecting to the hive as you travel the stars and spread the hive. The hive is spread through genetics. It has to be beings of DNA that can spread it. So you have to have humans work and then a bunch of these other alien species that make counter work, but synthetics don't work, obviously. So. Actually, Goliath and X-Corp Goliath Corp and X-Corp both want to learn more about the hive and how it works so that they can have their own successful version because of the mishap that happens. Right now we're just trying to find Angela and see if she's actually stuck up in this thing, help her or be with her, whatever the option might be. We started to trip more into this idea of having this romance with her, and we have some scenes later that show that starting back, and then you'll see. Give too much away. Alright. Mini boss level. Oh no, we got dominated. Alright, I can do better, guys. Let's go. Start with a shotgun. Let's go with shotgun. We got it. If you zip through, it's easier. You have to keep moving like non-stop. That's why I wanted to add the pillars and stuff when I was doing it, the different crosses, because it allows you to, especially with the rockets coming, get around them. What's this? Crap. There you go. Now, with the music, I do actually play piano and then I get Suna to work with me, or play guitar to work with me. But I also, I also made samples and loops for a long time. I had like loop libraries up as well, but like I sold for a while, and so I've made my own samples and sell them. And then I played piano some concerts. We can show you guys I can actually play music, but and I actually do play some songs in here, like just completely me, like not anything else. But we do have AI songs too, like the singing. I think it's too. It reminds me of like Guardians of the Galaxy film where you got like songs that kind of represent what's happening, but I can have people work. personal and more representative run through those levels. I'm not good enough for you guys. You can beat it. I've beaten it before. I'm trying to talk and beat it. I'm not good. And that is the point. I mean, I want it to be challenging. And if it's too challenging, let me know. But I do want. I don't know. I've beaten it a few times. Let's see what we can do. Let's focus. I just don't know he's hitting. Collision. Maybe I feel it. Oh wait. Good. Alright, domination.
Clark, come to the church. We can finally be together.
Whispers call you in the night. Shadowed spires, they pierce the air.
Do you remember that wholesome place where my parents were buried?
Feel the stare. Come to the church, we're waiting for you. The candles flicker, shadows drip. Lonely vows in solemn sound. Feel our voices pull you down. Walls of stone, they hum and sigh while broken stars glow
What kind
in
of
the
gravestone would you
sky.
want?
The hymn it coils, it wraps so tight. Clark step closer, bathe in night.
References to Fenn throughout the game and other characters that you interact with.
Don't.
Full prayer. A haunting hum flows through the air.
She is. But the hive's also not like necessarily anything but trying to survive. So you learn more and more about it as you go through and you kind of figure out
Find me, Clark. Help
what
me
the
protect hive.
hive stance is and why it's doing what it's doing. It has its own like enemies out in the universe, other than just Glycorp and X-Corp.
Come now, you're almost there.
And this is the end of the demo. Gives you kind of a reference to how the game is, but we have some levels that go really vertical. We have some levels that you do a lot more puzzle solving, and then we have like desert worlds. We have worlds that are built more in the sky. We have more ancient worlds. So, thank you guys for checking it out. Here's the